parents who have helped us, our managers, the 3 teams prior to Varsity.
Oh my God, what is happening?
I'm very thorough, but I wasn't able to do much of a season recap. I think we've won most of the games, so Varsity will come up momentarily, but I'll do a quick ad-lib season recap, if you will. So, Varsity won all the games I believe they should have. And then some. If you look at the teams that we lost, it was a CIF champion. Upland, it was a CIF runner-up. Tesoro, it was a Final 8 Division I team, Modern A. So, I mean, you beat every single team that you should. You beat a St. Clemente. You beat a first round CIF. You went on the road in a hostile, horrible gym. Oh my God. No, thank you. When we got in there, I told Josh and I told everybody, this is LA Unified, baby. Let's go. Okay, I've been there. Okay? All right? These gyms are dark. This is a private school, so that didn't make much sense. But it's still in LA.
I'm not kidding.
So we went up there and we started slow, but we came back and we got that victory. And it was close, man. It was close because we were up by 6 or 7 in sets 3 and 4. And we had some plays this year that hopefully I'll mention, but most of my talking of each player is about kind of who they are. But we had some plays in that second round road win that, you know, when you're a coach and you get to the second round on the road, we've done that 3 times. In 2018, we beat Long Beach Wilson, super great team. 2019, we went up to Burroughs of Burbank and beat that team. 2023, we go up and we get a road win. Those memories as a coach, as a program, will live forever. So we won a ton of games. We were 22-6 overall. Obviously, we were 9-0 in league. There's a couple things on the, I don't know, announcement card, if you will, centerpiece card, that are table card. Thanks to the 3 ladies that didn't want to be mentioned, that are really going to actually be more than actually what is on there. And we'll get to that on the 3rd bullet point. We have a surprise on that point. Obviously, the Dana Hills win
Huge.
was one
Huge, that was the best.
for the ages. For the ages. The reverse sweep. The going in and slowly getting our momentum and then finally just absolutely clutching up and delivering and winning in 5. And then obviously if you've seen the Coach Mark, God love him, and I'll talk about him later too. Coach Mark, his video that he showed with Clutch Time G is the most hype moment of the whole season, I think. Some of you know what I'm talking about. And he's like, no. Ah!
Hey, you killed it!
So when Coach Mark went off on that, listen, as a head coach, as a coach, as a player, you've got to always kind of humble yourself. Most coaches want to be the man. Most guys want to be the man. Well, I run this program. You know what I'm saying? Coach Mark and I were equally yoked from day one, trying to get the best out of our players. Coach Mark led these guys in the gym. Coach Mark fired these guys up. He's a more relatable, younger guy with a ton of energy that got these guys fired up. I obviously have my players as well. Some of my guys are my guys. Some of these newcomers are kind of Mark guys. Some of these guys that have been around are kind of my guys. But he was able to just really do some special things. And with that, I'll just say what he had written the varsity guys, because he's honest. I want to say this young guy, what is he, like 29 or something? He's in Paris with his girlfriend right now, overlooking the Arc de Triomphe, and hitting up the soccer court. So he's there right now, so we're happy for him. And he had something to say on behalf of these guys. And so with that, I'll just talk about what Mark said, even though I'm live on Instagram, and I'll have to probably get to that later. So just a moment with that. So we won all the games that we should. We won more games than, no, I don't think any, but every game that we were in, we knew that we would be able to either rise up or play to that level. It's hard to win. Anybody who coaches, anybody who plays knows that it's hard to win. It's, you know, my first season here, I was 3-5 in league. We had a CIF play-in match, which is cool. You had a CIF play-in match, which was exciting. We lost to Elise and go. The second season, we were 1-7. 1-7. Third season, we did some good things. But anybody knows anything that it's hard to win. And to win 11 straight matches like these guys did, let's give it up for them. So we're going to start with the Varsity Athletic Awards and words for each guys. If we can have the guys line up over here. If I don't have a chance to say it, thank you to our stands, thank you to our Frosh Soft parents, thank you to our JV parents. We've never had the support that we've had here in 8 years of my tenure. We've never had the support. We've never had the camaraderie. We've never had the loudness of the gym in the CIF quarter match. That place was out of control. Shut the light.
Let's go.
You can come back and get the car tomorrow.
So, one thing that I love is when everybody's standing up with the finger pointed, right?
Yes.
Let's go. I mean, how special is that? That is so special. That doesn't happen. I'm sorry, it doesn't happen. And I'm going to talk about it because of how special this program is with all of you. Nobody stands up. Nobody goes number one in the entire county. We do. Mission does it better. First year sophomore outside hitter, Michael Camargo. I'm gonna read most of this because I wrote it and that's just how it goes this time. Just like you. Okay? Tranquilo. Michael is a sophomore. He's one of the Fab Four. He's a dedicated player. He's a club player. His potential is untapped. He's a multi-versatile player that can pass well, swings high, and can set the ball. He makes a solid beach partner. Anybody who wants to win a couple of tournaments, I'd pick this guy up because of his passing, hitting, and overall setting. Will be an impact player for us in the future. Everyone loved his dime of the year at El Toro. The guy hasn't played for a while. He comes in, first pass of the year, right on the money.
Yep.
And that's the kind of confidence that I think his teammates and I had in him. And that's what it takes. And that's why this team did so well. Because everybody trusted each other. Everybody knew that they would come together and play. There was never any beef. There was never any talk. There was never any chirp. Senior night, a historic night where our seniors started, but our 4 freshmen finished the night. 4 sophomores, excuse me. Michael was on the court at that time. I remember it. I hope you remember it. I'm sure you will. When somebody says, were you on the court? A coach told me, I think it was Mulligan at Capo. He's still there, basketball coach. He said, doesn't matter if you're on the bench at the start, it matters if you're on the court at the end. And you know what? You were on the court at the end when the sophomores made history. And when the seniors were there rooting them on. Be quiet. Michael Camargo. Stop. Did you get your award or no? Here you go. Here's your participation award. Second player, sophomore, Fab 4, Jackson Krebs. One of the most popular guys on the team. Everybody loves him. Super hilarious. He's an extremely dedicated player. He's had many moments that made this season possible for us. He started in 9 to 10 matches for us at back row. A multi-versatile player, outside hitter, opposite hitter, back row specialist. When Josh was overseas, or when Josh went out, Jackson stepped in to play back row. He delivered, he passed dimes, he played defense, he played right back defense, he had a ton of digs. He has a wicked float serve. He will be a major contributor to us for the next 2 seasons, and somebody that I can't wait to see and develop, Jackson Krebs.
I love you, Jackson!
Mom, you just embarrassed
Sorry.
me. I'm quitting the team. Yeah.
We have another sophomore here on this team somewhere.
Pierre!
You have 2 others.
Yes.
Who went with a number of names. I'll just go with Pierre. Pierre, come on up. I was going to try to stay away from that because we were talking as teachers, it's important to say their name right. But this is Mark Petersey, a sophomore for us. You know, as a freshman, there's a few guys last year, if you go back last year, there's a few guys that you know can make an impact right away. I saw that when I saw you play sand with me in August of 2022. I knew that you were the real deal. Another dedicated player, a Fab 4, started many matches as outside hitter for us. I think if anyone would have asked me or Mark what kind of season he would have had, it might have been a touch of surprise, just because of the extreme impact he made as an outside hitter as a sophomore.
Yep.
He surpassed any expectation as a backup, then starting outside hitter and more. Some of the kills he had were some of the best we've seen from anyone on any team. I don't think anyone will forget the absolute hammer of a kill he delivered on the outside versus Capo, where it bounced 10 foot line. This kid has a huge upside. Super coachable, hungry, and the joy for the game radiates after he blasts a kill. An amazing smile as he gets a kill and he turns to his team. Let's go! And he nods his head. Let's go, like this, right there. Will be a huge player for us the next few years, and a potential 4-year player in a college if he stays on track, which I know you will. Mark, our last sophomore, Evan McQueen. Evan is a player that a coach gets maybe 3 to 4 times in his career. An absolute gamer. Dedicated and locked in like no one I've seen in a long time, and probably ever.
Oh,
Wow. Yeah.
When you see Evan and you see his just focus and him going off to the side, getting a drink of water, coming back into the match, doing his breathing technique. It may sound like corny, but that's amazing. The breathing technique, the focus, the overall locked in. I haven't seen it ever. Okay? His spirit and demeanor is contagious throughout the team. Maybe the most cerebral player I've ever had. Sometimes as coaches, we're at a loss of words in the huddle. I clearly recall 10 to 15 times where Evan stepped up in the huddle as a sophomore, gave our team the game plan, the weaknesses of the opponents, and their other tendencies.
100%.
Way to go, Evan.
I wish all my guys would lock in like that. He's not afraid to take one for the team, dive on the floor, and track balls from anywhere in the gym. Like Mark, like Frosty, like Davis, like guys like Josh. When I first saw him, I knew his upside. And although I never told him and kept him hungry, I knew you'd be our libero. For years. And in fact, maybe one of the best that our league will see. Evan, with his dedication and willingness to recruit, with his high GPA, I expect him to see him playing for USC in the spring of 2024. Look for huge things for this kid, and I'm very proud of you.
I want to say that's my voice sold out right now.
Ben Malipar, junior, first year. Ben has battled up and down illnesses, but he is a very committed player. He makes every SAM lesson. He plays all positions. He plays middle blocker, he plays outside, he plays right side. He had important minutes as oppo and middle blocker this year. We had a lot of injuries. And when you think of all the injuries that we've overcome, the illnesses, The guys going to Guatemala. For these guys to still accomplish 11 straight wins with people dropping, kudos.
Well done.
Kudos. When I played in college, I was a leader, not always on the court, but off the court. And Ben Malipard was one of those leaders that led off the court. He was always, next ball, you've got this, cheerful, upbeat. And that's what we need, not only on the court, but in life. Look for great things for Ben in his senior year. Next player, Owen Etlinger. Owen is looking sharp, too, I must say.
Looking good.
Really good. First year varsity player, junior, committed player. He's a club player. He's a super positive player. He's a happy-go-lucky kid. He started over half of the matches this year for us. He overcame an injury and was diligent and persevered, saw the trainer every day, worked with me to be able to get back on the court, blocked a ton of balls, developed as a middle, has a natural arm swing around the block. He's a club player and will only get better and better. Owen Etlinger. Next player, first year varsity, junior middle blocker, Braden Brooks. I often tell my players, you never know how a season is going to go. I think if you look at Braden and you look at the first game, you look at the beginning of the season, I don't know that Braden would have anticipated what has happened for him in his year. Sometimes you start a season, and you're on the bench, and you're not starting. You're thinking, yeah, I'm not that great. I'm not that good. I don't know what's going to happen for me. Well, Braden is one of those guys that stuck with it, and magical things have happened for him. I think, then boom, all of a sudden, a player goes down, he explodes into a major contributor of our team. Major contributor. He had many crucial blocks and plays at the net. There's countless times, and I think I've told you this, where there were plays at the net in the latter portion of the match, and actually most set points, match points, that were at the net, that you put the ball down, that you kept the ball alive. On the road, CIF, round 2, game winner. I'll remember. I only remember 2019. No, I'll remember this year too. I'll remember this year too, bro. You put the ball down. He had many crucial blocks and was a player at the net. He's going to be a stud next year. Brandon Brooks. Next player, Davis Howery, junior. My oh my, what a year this young man has had.
Yes.
Blessed to be here.
Many may not know, but Davis is constantly playing through pain and injuries.
You got it, Coach.
No, we know. No, we know.
Throughout the 2 years that he's played on varsity, he's been injured. He's been hurt. His feet, and he just grinds and says, "I've got this." He and I have so much in common. My junior year, I flipped off the 133 freeway to Laguna Beach and rolled over 17 times. And if it wasn't for a Tacoma roll bar, I'd be dead. We know his story. My junior year, I overcame spinal meningitis
Wow.
and was back on the court playing volleyball for the Cougars and leading us to a Division I runner-up CIF championship. God wants you here, my boy.
Yeah.
On the court, flying high.
Yes.
Davis was our OH2, but often played like a OH1. He has a knack for timely plays and kills. At Capo, at Dana Hills, 23-23, my secret weapon. I have so much trust in him to come off the bench, to be a starter, to put the ball away at 23-23.
Yep.
To put, I mean, most players can't be called into a match not seeing the floor all night on senior night and play a position that he's never played in his entire life. Down 7 points, mind you. To persevere and keep an undefeated season and league championship in line. That was Davis coming off the bench in game 3 out of Verse El Toro.
Yep.
Down 7. Hey, Davis, go set. What? I know you can do it. Again, that's the trust and faith I have in you. He's like my school kid. I tell the guys I'm not your dad, but I'm a parent-type figure away from home. I'm so proud of who you are, your commitment to the team, and an absolute clutch player when we needed you all year. Davis out. Two-year varsity player, middle blocker, Alexander Frost.
Go Frosty!
Like Mark, like Josh, like Davis, when I first saw Frosty as a freshman in the sand, I knew he had the it factor. You remember that day? He was a freshman playing sand. You guys think that sand is all rah rah, let's get together. I see you. Okay? And he was there. And he was 14. And he was 6'3". Now he's 6'7". For CIF roster card, 6'9".
And we'll take it.
He's an absolute all-around stud as an athlete. Football, basketball, volleyball. Now listen. Oh yeah. Now listen. Frosty is being looked at potentially with football, and I don't blame him. When you see that frame, when you see a guy going in a tight end, we just want to know after that first pop if you're going to stay with it.
Everybody's got a plan until they get hit.
Football. Listen, we tell our guys that we want them playing multiple sports. The new basketball coach, I'm fired up about. I think he's on pace with what volleyball is doing and what Mission should be doing. And that means to share athletes and do what's right for the kids. Alexander had a devastating injury that ended his season last year. Fast forward to this year, a major contributor to a 9-0 season. He had to withstand all the talk of 2019. And I told him, go undefeated, and you will be my forever talk. So 2023. If you get Frost one-on-one in the middle, it's about a 70 to 80% chance of a kill.
Okay.
It's hard to play middle blocker one position because the setter is going to double up. And so he has to always see four hands instead of the middle blocker two position. So Frost did a fantastic job leading us in that capacity in the middle blocking. Very spirited player, pumps us all up. Huge things to come. And I'm proud of you, kiddo. Now we're going to get to the real deal, our seniors. First year varsity, 4-year player, Jesse Randolph. Like Braden Brooks, an incredibly improved player. Jesse had some remarkable digs and passes all throughout the year, in practice and our games. I'm so glad, and we're so glad you stuck with volleyball, and you will go down as a volleyball legend, 9-0 champion. He never missed a practice. He never missed a game. He was dedicated. He was a starter for 4 matches and on senior night with a wicked float serve that I don't know how he pulled off.
Right.
But it was really good. So thankful for your dedication the past 4 years. It paid off. Listen, there's 25 players out of hundreds of thousands of Mission Viejo athletes that have played volleyball and won a championship. Hundreds of thousands. You're one of the top 25. Congratulations. Congratulations. Four-year player, second-year varsity, J.J. Leonard. JJ has had an interesting ride here in Mission Viejo Volleyball. And when I say interesting ride, it means that he has played all positions for us. He's been a league champion 3 times. He was a libero. He was an outside hitter. He was an opposite hitter. And finally, he found his niche as a setter for us.
Well done.
Often like a third attacker. Some of his plays late at Dana Hills will be historic for ages. I called a timeout and said, listen, we're kind of in a tough rotation. And we needed him to go up and put a ball down if it was there. And that boy goes up at about 10 foot 10 inches, 11 foot inches, jumps over everybody and puts that ball straight down on the 10-foot line when it's 23-23 on the road in a 4th set to be able to go to a 5th set.
Yep.
He did that time after time did JJ put that ball down. That was often in part to Mark Dieterse's passing.
Pierre!
Okay. Pierre, AKA everything else. Like Frost, he never sat out a play this entire year. He was there every single set, every single point until he got injured. And most can't come back on the floor within 10 days after being injured. we knew Justin could. We knew Justin could come back because of his physicality, because of his mentality, and because of what he embodies as a Mission Viejo senior. He led us to 2 CIF wins. He had a huge block on the right side all year. He overpowered and bounced ball after ball on overpasses. Maybe my favorite play of the entire season was the overpass where you put it about 60 feet off the wall. He's a man amongst boys with dedication to weightlifting, physique, and his longevity of the season and his ability to bounce back from injury says so much about his character and upbringing. Many people went up to him and asked, or came up to me and said, is he playing at the next level? He's off to a 4-year college, intramurals, or club team, but he could have been a community college and transfer 4-year player without a question.
Yeah.
I will miss him so much, and you're everything that we could ever ask of a player. JJ Leonard.
Yeah.
What if I put my foot over it?
Senior, 3rd year varsity, outside hitter, Jeremy Lee. Jeremy has carried the load for us the past 2 seasons in serve, receive, and offense. When we needed that important kill, we were going to set it to Jeremy. Jeremy is one of those players who leads by example on and off the court. He set the tone for league play in the league opener at Capo, which by far was your best performance in 3 years of varsity play. He also carried us in the epic Dana Hills match. He is exactly what you want as a player, coachable, and actually implements the words that you put as a coach into play. He gave it all for us this season and was a true captain in every sense. Jeremy will continue to play ball next year at New York University studying business. And will be extremely missed in this program. I have 2 words that I've told him and maybe 1 or other 2 guys when they graduate.
Remember me.
When he's the CEO of Cisco, I want him to remember me. Jeremy Lee.
That's awesome.
4-year varsity player, senior opposite hitter, Joshua Arroyo. Joshua Arroyo is in a class of his own when it comes to volleyball. His physicality, arm swing, and athleticism is daunting and frightening. I know I bail out every time that I'm playing defense against him. He'll be set, and I'm like, I'm out of here. Josh led the way for us early in the season as we moved him to opposite hitter. He texted me and said, Coach, you know what? I think I need to go to opposite. That way I can be versatile. That way I can see the ball in all 6 rotations. I said, you make me look like a fool. He really, really knows the game. And he really led us, especially early, through crucial wins. Previously, he was underutilized, and he moved to the opposite, which allowed him to be a threat in all 6 rotations. As league started, Josh went on to Guatemala to play for the U.S. under-19 team and was a starter for that team that captured gold in the Pan Games. He was named to the all-tournament team as well.
Whoa.
Upon his return, Josh came back a bit banged up, but fought through it for his alma mater and rehabbed, saw the trainer like JJ, did PT, and still managed to play in each and every set and league game for us. Josh has an absolute wall of a block. He hits OT. And will thrive in his next opportunity to play Division I collegiate ball at University of California, Santa Barbara. We thank Josh for his commitment to MVHS volleyball. He never missed a practice in 4 years, started every match, and was a fun, contagious spirit to us all. Lastly, he is our only player in NBH history to play in the North versus South All-Star game next Thursday, which will represent Mission Viejo High School volleyball, and we're thankful for that. Bear with me 1 second. So, we've covered our participation awards, which we all love. Let's go on to the Scholar Athlete Awards and patches for our Scholar Athletes.
Nice.
We have
A few of them.
Ben Malipart at a 4.03. Jackson Krebs at a 4.13. Davis Howry at a 4.07. JJ Leonard at a 4.67. Evan McLean at a 4.80 GPA. I don't even know that this is in this universe.
Jeremy Lee, 5.0.
Jeremy Lee at a 5.4
All AP.
Wow, good job, Jeremy! Woo!
And if you want to question any of those, email troy.roland@ces. All right. That was amazing.
Way to go, boys!
Good job, boys. We have some awards to throw out for this special season. The first award for Varsity Team Awards is in the area of Most Improved. guess the boys kind of whisper who they think it is. It's pretty much a no-brainer. This young man, like I previously aforementioned, was a boy who just questioned maybe his role, where he was, what he was doing, playing volleyball at times. Stay with it. Stay with it, guys. And was just going to maybe say, maybe I'll stay on the bench the whole year. And blossomed and developed into arguably a top 2 or 3 middle blockers of the year. He led us in many blocks, latter portion of the season. He came on to his own. We dedicated hours and hours in practice to this young man in the latter portion of the season, working on his arm swing. He had a crucial place at the net all season. Most improved player, beast to be reckoned with next year, Braden Brooks. The next award that we have is the Diablo Award. And with this award, I almost felt like printing 3 or 4 of them. Because so many of those boys, all of those boys, have given their all towards this program. But there's one that has just stayed with the system for 4 years, wrote it out, played a ton of positions, never questioned, always trusted. What you want from everybody when they're a player. Absolute man, JJ Leonard. The most valuable player at the Varsity 2023 season was a player that was able to do everything that was asked of him. Serve, receive all year. Put the ball away when times were needed. Lead the team in kills. Be an absolute beast all year. Stayed with it throughout 3 years. And is one of the most absolute pleasures to coach, and I would assume and know that a pleasure to play with when he trusts his teammates, leads his teammates, and is able to deliver the way that he did and be the most MVP of our team, Jeremy Lee. Coach Mark, like I said, so many great things about, did so much for us this year. And he was able to tell the fellas, hey guys, sorry I'm not able to be here at the banquet, but I didn't want it to go unsaid that I'm extremely proud to be your coach this year. We showed perseverance, teamwork, and especially high class and humble hard work. We will always be happy with our work, but never satisfied. I'm thankful you gave me the opportunity to impact your lives, and I hope I helped make you better volleyball players as well as men. Keep pushing to be better than you were yesterday, and never let yourself cruise on anything in life. You all have the tools and hunger to be the best in everything you strive for. Diablos forever, Coach Mark Matrakos. Somewhere, I hope, I have some all-league selection teams. Although I don't see it on this front table, so I'm going to go to my backpack.
Cheat sheet. You need a rope. Are you like the camera?
All right. So third bullet point said 6 all-league selection team members for the Seaview League for 2023. I think we surpassed that. The first one that isn't necessarily a award that I will print later, but nevertheless was mentioned as an honorable mention. Outside hitter sophomore Mark Peterson. Congrats, Mark. Congrats, Mark.
Sorry, I get excited.
And we have a second team all-league player, outside hitter, junior, Davis Howry. We have another second team all-league selection pick, middle blocker, Alexander Frost. We have another second team all selection pick, middle blocker, Braden Brooks. And we are on to our first team all-league selections. Our first team all-selection first player, libero, Evan McLean.
Way to go, Evan!
We have another all-league first selection team,
It's unbelievable.
setter, JJ Leonard. We have another first team all selection pick, opposite hitter, Joshua Aruya. And one of the things that I'll never forget in my life was being the MVP of the South Coast League in '97.
Wow.
This gentleman was the Seaview League Player of the Year for 2023. We've only had 2 of them in the history of Mission Viejo High School. It's been 55 years that we've had our school,
Wow.
or plus. We have 2 players that have played as the MVP of our league. That's number 19 outside hitter, Jeremy Lee. Jeremy's gonna say a couple words.
I like the ball.
It's pretty nice having a coach who really cares. It's really nice having a coach who really cares about a program. That's something a lot of people in other programs can't really say, and it definitely feels like we're really priority to Coach Thurlow.
Yep.
Like, random example, the players all know Thurlow getting on the morning announcements, getting people to show up, aka pull up off the 405, bounce around in the gym, be a superhero. So yeah, it's really awesome.
So closing words tonight, thanks again to my 4 coaches that coached with me this year. Okay. Thanks again to our 55 athletes. Thanks again to our amazing parents. Thanks again to our athletic department, for the Seaview League, for the things that we were able to do. I personally think that we're the best, if not the second best program on campus.
The best!
The best!
The best!
With the people that we have, with the things that we've done, with the hype that we have, with who these guys are, with how loud it is in the gym, with the support that we have, with the places that these guys are going. All of those things
I'm just practicing.
mean so much to me. I'll be back next year.
Yeah! Yeah!
Coach Mark will be back next year.
Yeah!
We move up to the South Coast League. It's going to be a real good challenge for us. We're going to go up and deliver against Tesoro. We're going to deliver against San Clemente, Elisa Niguel, Trujillo Hills, and us. We got this. Because of the dedication we have. But could have your attention for just a moment. I think we have something that somebody's going to present, and then we'll go over to this video board in a minute.
Hi, I promise I'll be fast, really quick here, and I wish I would have given this job to one of the boys, but I neglected to do that, and Braden gave me a hard pass in the car on the way here. I just wanted to take a second and thank Coach Thurlow and Coach Mark and Paris, apparently. We have the tiniest token of our immense gratitude for all the hours that you put into this program. We know it, we see it, the hours of dedication and blood, sweat, and tears, the patience, the expertise, the encouragement. These boys, I was gonna say, would walk in front of a bus for you, but it seems more appropriate, would flip their car 4 times. Because they know how much you love them. It's reflected in this team, it's reflected in their wins. We are so grateful for you. Coach Thurlow, and we were able to give Coach Thurlow a beautiful night out with his beautiful wife.
Nice.
So whatever he wants on Amazon. And if you want to open this, this is just a desk plaque with some key pictures from the season. Such a great season. And then one for Marcus. And Alyssa, if she's still here, these flowers were for you, but I forgot to tell the twins. Thank you. Ready? Thank you so much for everything.
So again, thank you for that, and thank you for the families and the players that are playing club volleyball in the summer. If you're not playing this summer, try to play in the fall. If you look at the varsity team, they're mostly all club players, and that's what we really kind of need to happen to move up against the Tesoros and the San Clementes of the world. Again, I'm for all multi-sport players. In fact, 70% of athletes that play at the next level are 2-sport athletes. So make sure that you entertain the thought of club volleyball. I'll be back from Columbia in mid-August, and we'll continue our sand lessons. We have one this Saturday, and we'll continue to get together as a brotherhood and Mission Viejo volleyball. So if you could turn your attention over here to our last video.